we're going to start making our way out towards the jets. All right, Lori Tucker and David Rayborn. Have you guys on the number 1 jet. We got Abby and Daniel Munson. We're going to have you on the number 6 jet. And then we got Mariah and Matthew. We're going to kind of have you guys actually behind the jets, leaning towards Fat Albert. Weather is great right now. Yeah. Clarksville.
Great.
Yeah. Same time for the interviews, or you guys?
Yeah,
put a mic on you. Perfect. Yes.
And I'll just kind of point this thing at you.
Is flight F-18?
Yes, I do. Or is it feeding back?
Transits are. This is another. So one of our maintainers. You guys are going to get a chance to speak with as well. Josh Watson.
Hi.
Power plants.
Hey.
I'm Abby.
Nice to meet you, Josh. Yeah, I'm from Maryville, Tennessee. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Amazing.
It's good to be home.
Hometown heroes.
What are you gonna grab when you're home? Is there like some food that reminds you?
So I've been craving sub and such for sure.
Yes.
Like there's.
What the heck is that?
It's a sub place downtown Maryville.
Yeah, but only like people who like know, they know. You know what I mean? Like it's not like a place where you see just a bunch of people go.
Yeah, but I heard they got bought out, so I was like, hopefully it's still the same. So
Yeah. You gotta go to Richie Cream.
Richie Cream,
opened
yeah.
again, and so those donuts are so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and
thanks for having us.
looking forward to talking to you guys.
Sorry, I'm gonna scoot over a little more, Abby.
Yeah. And I'm gonna still hold it in the middle.
Yeah, if you want to stand.
Okay. It's okay. Is that okay?
You guys want us same time in the same frame?
Maybe separate times. Is that okay?
Yeah, we'll do them separately if that's
Okay.
okay. I mean, we can interview both at the same time, but we'll get you out.
Is that good for the wind? Is it blocked?
It'll be all right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, we're good to go.
Okay. So this air show, are you really looking forward to getting to show, your home state of Tennessee, a little bit of what the Blue Angels can do?
So that's a two-part question. I am super excited to be back here in Tennessee. It's good to be home, closer to Clarksville. I know my family's close. And second part is it's always a real joy to go on the road and showcase what we do, the teamwork that we have here on the Blue Angels and the F-18s and the C-130J. So that's amazing to share that with the American people.
What year are you in for the Blue Angels?
This is my third year on the team.
Amazing. Does it get better every year, or what's it like going into the season?
So every year is a new challenge. Last 2 years, I was Blue Angel number 7, the narrator and the advanced pilot. This year, I'm Blue Angel number 6, the opposing solo. So I get to fly in the flight demonstration this year. So it's a different challenge, but I definitely enjoy flying.
Okay, the opposing solo. Can you explain a little bit more for folks at home who aren't Blue Angels?
Absolutely. So in the Blue Angel Delta, there are 6 F-18s. The pilots 1 through 4 are in the Diamond, and 5 and 6 are the solo pilots. So the solos will demonstrate the maximum performance capability of the aircraft, and you'll see us doing opposing passes, giving the illusion that we're going to hit each other, but we definitely are not, and just putting the aircraft through its full envelope. So up to 7.5 Gs for the sneak passes, just below the speed of sound. So it's a real sight to see if you've never seen the Blue Angels fly before.
Well, that's really exciting, being a number 6. I mean, that's really cool. What is that like to be able to come to these air shows and to be able to represent the Blue Angels when you meet people and when you're in town?
So showcasing the teamwork, precision is awesome. Even if you're not interested in aviation, it gives people opportunity to just see what hard work does. So hard work and consistency allows you to do what we do. We're not superheroes. We're just people that practice a lot and work very, very diligently on making our craft, flying this flight demonstration, as good as it possibly can be in order to represent our greater Navy and Marine Corps. And it's humbling, it's rewarding, and everything you want out of a profession.
Can you share with me a little bit about your why you got
Just a quick
into?
second, Abby.
Yeah.
Your hair is kind of getting up
hair?
with my
There we go.
shop, if you can kind of-
Yeah.
There you go.
Tuck it
I'm
away.
So sorry.
I'll just cut it all off. It's okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to bother. I didn't mean
No, you're
to.
good.
It's like I was like, no, it's getting worse. All right. So okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Could you share a little bit more about your why? Why did you want to become a pilot? Why did you want to join as well?
So ever since I was a young child, 5 years old, I wanted to fly airplanes, and I got that fortunate opportunity after graduating from the Naval Academy. And what led me to join the Blue Angels was just being able to share that with the most people that I could. So what motivates me is seeing a young version of myself, knowing that someday they're going to replace me in these shoes.
That's so exciting and so humbling to think about, going full circle and being able to inspire some of these kids who are going to be out here too at the air show. They might look up to you too as well as players.
Yeah, super rewarding, and it's crazy. You definitely can't imagine when you're a child that you'll be in this position, but it's awesome knowing that the younger version of myself would have so many questions for the current version of myself.
Did you end up going to any air shows when you were younger?
Not that I recall. I think my first air show was when I was in flight school, but you see your first one, and now to be on the team doing it's crazy to see just how far you've come, and that's all a testament to just hard work, consistent effort, and striving to be the best.
How many air shows have there been this season before this one that you guys have gone to?
So typically in a show season, we'll do somewhere on the order of 30 to 35 35 show sites, and we'll do 2 air shows per show site. So we are nearing the end of our season. Our season is from mid-March to mid-November. So the exact count, I believe we're in the low 40s right now.
Got it. Well, one of the things that, I want to call the meteorologist and be like, hey, I need you to change the weather for me, but it looked like it might be some rain on Saturday. So you guys have some contingency plans, even if there are, any rain delays or anything like that.
Absolutely. We have different show variations and modifications for the weather. So we have a high show, a low show, a flat roll, and a flat show. And that's all weather dependent. So we're going to do our best to give the people exactly what they want and go out there and put on the best flight demonstration that we possibly can given the weather, but we're definitely going to do that safely.
So we have the big weekend is this weekend, and what are you guys going to be doing while you're still here in Tennessee ahead of that big weekend?
So ahead of the flight demonstration?
Yeah, ahead of do you do anything, to get everybody excited? Tomorrow is going to be a big day too here. What do you do to kind of raise morale and to get everybody excited?
So in preparation for the 2 shows this weekend, what we'll do today is we'll fly our circles, and that's where we get our checkpoints to see, hey, what are the ground references that we're using to put on the best flight demonstration possible. We'll do a practice this afternoon. Friday we'll put on a practice, and then Saturday and Sunday are the shows. So for the people here in Knoxville, they'll hear us flying around and getting show ready for Saturday and Sunday, and hopefully that gets people excited to come out and see the show this weekend.
Yeah, a lot of people will turn their heads while they're at work like, wait, hold on, what's happening? And so it's exciting to get everybody excited too.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, share with us a little bit about East Tennessee. One of the things we have here is the Great Smoky Mountains National Park and all the mountains that we have here. What is it like to be able to fly kind of in this area? Is it neat just to be able to look down and be able to see? Are you able to look down?
Oh yeah, so coming in we saw the Smoky Mountains, and you see the low cloud coverage in between the ridge lines, and it's gorgeous. And then upon landing, opening the canopy and you feel this cool temperature, and it makes everybody's day. So we're excited to be here in Knoxville. I know, being from Middle Tennessee in the Clarksville area, I for one have slept on this beautiful secret that is East Tennessee. It is gorgeous, and I should have spent more time here.
Well, we're happy to have you back, and it'll be a great weekend. One of the things you mentioned was just how being able to fly can inspire more people, younger people, to want to become pilots like yourself. And that's kind of what we hope happens, is people can walk away with a greater appreciation as well for the Navy, and as well as maybe inspire the next generation.
Absolutely. So even if someone's not interested in aviation, we hope that the takeaway from seeing us fly is that you can do anything that you want to do with hard work and consistency. You can make it happen.
Any other questions? I'm sorry, I know
You're good. So I'm going to change gears just a little bit. Can you talk about your carrier landings and takeoffs and what that kind of feeling is?
Absolutely. So I have just over 200 carrier-arrested landings, and each time it's exhilarating. So going off the front is just a real treat. It doesn't take a whole lot to get shot off the front of the boat, but then come back to land is where you earn your pay. That takes a little bit of skill and finesse, but you catch a wire, there's nothing more rewarding.
Sounds like quite an experience. So I'm going to ask, I'm sure everybody asked this, but did you see the latest Top Gun movie, and what were your thoughts?
Definitely saw it. I thought it was a good representation of what it is like to fly strike fighter aircraft, and it's evident that they did hard work and consulted with the right people. So I think it's a very entertaining film, and one that appeals to an aviation audience for sure.
I know a couple of your former Blue Angels did some of the flying for that. Are you familiar with any of the guys that did that? Any history with them?
Yep, familiar with some of the guys that worked with the project, and it's awesome to see how the skill set is directly transferable to not only a Hollywood type scenario, but also out in the Fleet Navy as it's depicted in Top Gun.
So I imagine you do some of the same shows from air show to air show, but how does one location vary from another based on cityscapes, and how does that?
So before I joined the team, I thought, how hard can this job be if you're doing the same exact kind of show multiple times a year across the country? And the answer is it's the show site variation that makes it difficult. Here we've got some hills and different towers. The the terrain is not completely flat, so everything offers up a different set of challenges to put on the same consistent flight demonstration that we're used to. It's not as built up around here, so finding ground checkpoints a little bit more difficult than perhaps in a city, but then also things should stand out a little bit better because there's not as much around it. So all those slight variations are what we are going to try and find and take out to make it a consistent air show here today. So when we get our checkpoints, that's what we're looking for.
Now, you've been with the team a little bit longer than normal due to COVID issues. How did COVID affect y'all and what you do? And did you do the flybys to the hospitals and stuff at all? Or
so in 2020, when we didn't have any air shows, we decided to freeze all the pilots on the team in order to retain that knowledge. So I spent 2 years as Blue Angel number 7, the narrator, and that was great to refine my narration skill set, and we were fortunate to still be able to practice and then also execute those America Strong flyovers in support of the first responders and hospital workers, so that was amazing. While I didn't fly in any of those flyovers, I did help with the planning, so it's all a team effort from our maintainers getting those jets ready, the folks planning, and the guys flying. And that's one of the beautiful things about the Blue Angels is, hey, we are teamwork on its highest level.
so, as the number 7 pilot, you were responsible for taking up the media personnel on those flights, right? Any interesting stories from taking people up and the way that went? And
I'd say the interesting part of flying people is just being able to share the passion. It's really rare as a military aviator that you get to share what you do and love with people that don't get to fly in fighter jets ever. So that's awesome. And people perform about how you would expect, but every once in a while you just get completely surprised by your rider and what they're able to endure.
now, does the back seat have flight controls or no?
Not in our Super Hornets.
What is it like to be able to fly a Super Hornet? Like, it just take us in on what it's like.
I would say things happen quickly. It's fast. It's dynamic. It's aggressive on the body. But it's like anything else. You know, enough practice and things slow down and you learn to work efficiently. So if you can think back to your first time driving a car on the highway and you're like, oh my God, people are passing me really quickly and you know there's a lot going on. It's probably similar to that if you're not a pilot, but then eventually things slow down and you can process the information and start multitasking.
What are the distances, the clearances when you're flying and doing those close quarter maneuvers? How close do you all get?
So for our opposing passes, we'll get not much closer than 100 feet, give or take about 25 feet, but it depends on the maneuver. Some maneuvers will bump that out, and some maneuvers we can take that a little bit closer, but generally about 100 feet to...
Sounds too close to me.
How do you work together as a team? Like you were talking about being kind of on the opposing sides of that diamond and kind of coming at each other. How do you work together to make sure that you work seamlessly? Because like you said, 25 feet, to me, that's, you know, a scary distance.
So it all starts in winter training. We'll practice the basics, get the sets and reps from taxiing the aircraft to smoke on to roll, knife edge drills, all that stuff. And then we slowly build upon those fundamentals and start putting together opposing passes. And then we'll bring the solos and the diamond together to start working through a show sequence and then eventually bring the whole delta together for a full high show flight demonstration. So it's all the small building blocks that ultimately make up a team. And while we're getting the sets and reps in the aircraft, our maintainers are getting sets and reps at getting the jets turned around quickly. Our C-130 is getting sets and reps at moving our parts and personnel and getting reps in their own demo. So everybody's doing their part and trying to do it to the best of their ability.
What's your favorite part of the demonstration? Is there a specific move or what part like gets you like so excited?
Favorite part is the opening maneuver for the solos, so our knife edge pass, our first opposing maneuver, and it kind of sets the tone for us. So if we hit that nicely, then it's all up and up from there.
Awesome. Sounds good.
How competitive is getting into the cockpit of one of these? I mean, there's only 7 of you or whatever it is. How competitive is that process?
I'd say the competitive part is becoming a strike fighter aviator. I'm just a guy that could be replaced on this team, will be replaced on this team, and there are many other people that could have done this job equally, if not better. So just a very humble approach to this business. Obviously, there's only 7 out of a bunch of strike fighter aviators, but for me it was, hey, I applied. So of the people that were interested, it whittles that number down to about 30 applicants total. And out of those, maybe 15 or 20 are pilots, and then we'll take about 2 to 3 pilots a year. So
Even less are Marines, right?
even fewer Marines, absolutely. Competitive, yes, but step one is become a strike fighter aviator. Have that background, and then from there, if this is something that you're interested in, put an application and see where the chips fall.
Thank you very much.
The last thing, if you don't mind just saying and spelling your first and last name and then your official title.
Absolutely. Lieutenant Commander Julius Bratton, Julius Bratton.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. It was really nice to get to meet you.
Likewise.
I spent a summer in Annapolis, and I grew up in Baltimore, so I used to go over to the Naval Academy very
It's a
often.
beautiful place, isn't it?
When did you graduate?
2000.